My dear Love 92, thank you for the question that you left on my homeschooling expectations, the parent edition video. You asked, what's next? What's next after homeschooling? The time that you asked the video, I think you addressed it to either me or Mocha Dad. And if you guys want to hear what his response is, if you want a video with him, please leave your comment down below. But I'll share today from my perspective, because this topic has actually come up again after you left your question. I went away on a women's retreat with my church and I attended a parenting adults workshop, and a lot of the older women shared what was going on from their perspective. Some of them had kids that are now married, kids that have children, and so they're grandparenting as well. Some of them homeschooled their children, and one of the biggest pieces of advice that people shared was, as you're going through this process of homeschooling, which can be very all-consuming, don't forget to consider yourself as an individual. And I'm guilty of that. I'm guilty of pouring myself into a role so much that when I'm not in the role, I feel kind of odd. I mean, I've had these moments when I've gone out by myself, or maybe I'm shopping or going to an event with my girlfriends or whatever, and I'm by myself, and I've had moments where I felt strange not to have some child be at the forefront of my thoughts and my activities. Now, I still personally have a long way to go. Ms. Mocha Baby is only 6 years old. A lot of these ladies had finished homeschooling, and some of them talked about how when all of the kids were out of the house, they kind of had somewhat of a crisis because they identified so much with being moms and so much with schooling. So I'm in the process right now of constantly assessing, me. I think about myself, and I try not to feel guilty when the things that I'm doing are not connected with the kids. Sometimes I can feel that way. I don't know. Leave your comment down below if any of you other moms sometimes feel guilty of, oh man, 2 hours have gone by and I haven't really focused on the kids. They're playing, they're fine, but I'm not leading the play. And so, was that neglect? As far as career-wise, because I think some of your question was really career-related, sometimes I have wondered, since I do have a master's degree, I have a master's degree in social work, and I was a counselor for a while before I had my son. I had my son about 4 years after we got married, and I have used my skills minimally on a part-time basis over the years, but for the most part, more so volunteering. I'm not terribly concerned about going back to work as a social worker, because as I've grown, I've discovered that that's not exactly what I want to do. I've learned that the greater part of me is a teacher, and I love teaching. And I think that a lot of opportunities for teaching may open up for me when I'm not solely teaching my kids. In fact, I find a lot of opportunities opening up in ministry. I've had a number of opportunities to preach and teach in that way, which I have loved. But I think it's a very valid question, and I think it's something that we as moms really need to think and consider, because it's very cliche when people say that the time flies and it goes really fast, but the time really does fly, and it really does go really fast. And it's important to realize that at the end of the day, you're gonna still be left as an individual. And even in my marriage, that I should continue to feed that and build that up, because we'll be left as a couple, and then what? So if there are any other homeschool moms out there going through this kind of thought process, or have any kind of feedback on what they're doing to honor who they are and to grow as an individual, please leave your comment down below and let me know what you think. And if you're struggling in this area, please comment also, so we can send out our cyber hugs and advice. So that's it for this video. If you want more videos like this, please also let me know, and don't forget to subscribe. Be blessed. And I just wanted to put my arm around her and say, girl, what are you doing? What are you doing?